Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another Brony Debates Live. I hope you're all doing well out there. We got a really interesting, at least for these guys, topic tonight here. I'm going to be doing a lot of learning as we try to get down to which exactly is the best Gen 1 starter Pokemon. And for that, we're joined by residential Pokemon expert Emerald Spencer. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very good and ready to argue why Dragonoid is the best starter.
Oh man, I haven't even heard of that Pokemon. You see, I'm pretty sure Rayquaza is the best starter. Samantha Rutledge, yes, we did just start. Also joining us, back from a little bit of a hiatus, we got DJ Skywalker. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Hello, everybody. I'm back, whether you like it or not.
Oh, we definitely missed you,
man. We know Brawny doesn't.
I'm just mad that there's nothing I can do about your soundboard.
Oh, you're freed from it for now. The one thing, I don't have it set up on my computer, and my internet is out, so I'm stuck on my phone.
Emotional damage!
Oh, that's right. The other one's got a frickin' soundboard. Today's
Mr. Fair, you have to live with that one.
Yeah, today's not going to be a good day. All right, and we got Princess Heather Blossom joining us. How are you doing tonight?
I am so full of pasta.
Yeah,
I'm ready to go.
We were almost late to our own stream because Heather and I had a date night, and we went out to some Italian restaurant nearby. And I stuffed myself with a whole 12-inch frickin' pizza, and she got some Cajun, what was it, Cajun Alfredo chicken?
Cajun chicken Alfredo pasta. And some wine.
Pasta sounds so good right now.
Oh god, pasta is the best. I almost died though.
Yeah, and this was after we ate these 2 giant breakfast burritos earlier this morning. Regardless, we'll get into the debate in just a second after we thank all of the supporters on Patreon, especially the people on the $10 and up tier, such as Heather, who's with us tonight, DJ, who's with us tonight, and Emerald Spencer, who's with us tonight. There's also Shady, Sid, Autoknight, Senko, Rein-Kun, Billy, Alden, EasyMode, Kanto, Mr. Sonic, Alicia, Calbeck, StarChaser, VentureCorp, Willyzin, Icanus, Gruila, Vulpecula, Enfield, the Raptors Talon, Jimmy D. Banthrall Jr., and Dark Malcontent, executive producer of Titan Art Studios. Be sure to check out everybody's links in the description, as well as what you can get in return for supporting the channel. We're doing a bit of fundraising. I'm trying to get to doing editing full time and get away from monetizing these streams if I can. Now then, which is the best Generation 1 starter Pokemon? I do believe this was Heather's suggestion. So Heather, why did you want to talk about this tonight?
It's a classic debate that everyone can get in on because most people either know about Pokemon or are fans of Pokemon. It just is a question of which generation they're interested in. But a topic that always arises, like, no matter the Pokemon fan, whether they're into the competitive scene or just playing the story or just, like, I don't know, Pokemon Go, the debate is always which is the best starter. It's always amongst the first 3 Pokemon you get. And I am in the unpopular opinion sector of always loving the grass starters, except the most recent one. I mean, the most recent Pokemon game, I picked the grass as usual, but I don't know. I like the fire type one as well. It won me over somehow.
Well, it's a doofy looking crocodile, so.
I mean, doesn't take much to please me.
Indeed. Alrighty then. So yeah, how is it that the
implications?
Oh, did we get a tip already? Oh no.
No, that was me.
It's just you messing with your soundboard. Oh yeah, how is it, Heather, that you didn't your favorite isn't the grass starter from the new generation, because that's a cat.
I know, like, it was, like, I do this all the time, where, like, something, like, I'm always like, man, nothing panders to me. I want something that panders to me. Then someone creates the thing that panders to me, like a grass cat in Pokemon, or, like, Lackadaisy does, like, the freaking time period I think is the coolest, and has cats in it, and booze, and all that stuff I like, and I end up not liking it as much as you would think for some goddamn reason. But, yeah, I think it was the first scene in, like one of the first scenes in the new Pokemon game. As soon as you pick your starter, your rival immediately picks the one that has the typing that it's weak to. So that one chick, Nimona, picked Quaxley to be their partner, and that left poor little Fuecoco all by themselves. And like the headmaster's like, yeah, I guess you'll stay at the school a little bit all by yourself, Fuecoco. And he just kind of looks sad. And I was just like, oh no, wait. He could come with me too. I can have 2 Pokemon. Why do you gotta leave him all by himself? And I guess I felt
Heather,
bad.
I have a way to ease your heartache, but it's a massive spoiler.
No, don't tell me then. But yeah,
All
like
right.
I just felt the poor little guy. The poor little guy didn't have no friends. I took one of his friends. They took all his friends away. Poor little guy.
Yeah, and we know things like that freaking thing isn't making friends easily.
Ah, jeez. I don't know if you hear this, but I got that one tentacle finger thing at my desk, and I'm playing with the cat, and he just hooked it. This thing's rubber. Don't hook it. Ah, fuck, he took it off my finger.
We can't hear it at all. That RTX voice is doing great.
Yeah, because he's like bumping up right against my microphone. Like I have this thing on my finger, and I'm just waggling it around, and Achilles is just fighting it.
Alrighty then. So So Heather, which is your favorite of the Gen 1 starters?
Well, I'm a grassy girl, so it's got to be Bulbasaur.
Why
Damn
is it
Achilles.
Bulbasaur?
Bulbasaur's what I picked. I don't know why. I just loved Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur was like the freaking a frog cat or something. I don't know what the hell he was supposed to be, but I loved him. I loved him in the anime. He was just a cute little guy that turned into a bigger dinosaur every time he evolved, and he had a flower on his back when he was Ivysaur, and when he's Venusaur, and his Mega Evolution puts a big flower on his head.
It is
He's my
pretty
favorite.
typical of Heather for having, for preferring the ugly thing.
You shut your mouth. He's adorable. And fucking look at Squirtle. Squirtle looks like a dumb little bald baby. I don't like that thing. I like War Turtle. War Turtle looks cool.
I guess. DJ, who do you say is the best Gen 1 starter? Did we lose DJ?
He's dead. You killed him.
Emerald, who would you say is the best Gen 1 starter?
You know, that is honestly a fantastic question. Because every time I play through any gen, well, basically ever, I try to pick Pokemon I haven't used before. And what makes this really tough is the first time I played Gen 1, like actually played it, not just messing around on my friend's Pokemon Blue cartridge that the battery died so I could just fart around for an hour, and then when I turned it off, everything was gone. The first Kanto game I played was Pokemon Fire Red, and I chose Charmander. However, I also spent an hour or two in Viridian Forest specifically seeking out a Pikachu to go on my journey with. And I also picked Pokemon Yellow for my Virtual Console Pokemon game on my 3DS. So that makes it really tough to choose between the two of them. So I'd like to hear everyone else's opinions before I commit to an argument.
Okay, so, DJ, now that you're back,
Yes.
Which is the best Gen 1 starter?
Well, since my pick of choice was taken by Heather, of course, Bulbasaur is one of my favorites. I would have to lean on a newer starter out of Kanto, being the partner Eevee from Let's Go Eevee.
Ooh, the curveball.
Yes.
And I'm yeah. Go ahead.
Well, for one thing, the partner Eevee was the first time it got its anime voice in a game. So it says, "Hey boy, hey boy." So you can't beat the cuteness. 2, it gets a whole lot of different coverage moves across pretty much every typing. And another thing, it has higher stats than your normal Eevee. So it's destined to be broken, and it learns all the HMs without taking up any move slots, as well as having a 5th move that can be used in battle.
Well, that just sounds like a Mary Sue.
It sounds like it's better than you, and you're just mad that it is.
Nah, that's
Still can't eat fighting moves very well.
Well, I don't imagine most animals would be okay if you like kicked it really hard.
Or punched it in its soft, cute little face.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a tortoise could shrug off being drop kicked.
Possibly. So we've got Bulbasaur, we've got Eevee, and what was yours again, Emerald?
I'm torn between Charmander and Pikachu.
So I'm gonna say Charmander because it evolves into a dragon. And don't give me that crap about Charizard not be. I just said I didn't even finish the sentence before you opened your yap with the very thing I was gonna say not to do. Don't give me that crap that Charizard isn't a dragon. It's a dragon. All right.
It has to Mega Evolve to become a dragon.
I mean, technically, its Pokedex classification is the Flame Pokemon.
I will take. I will acknowledge Charizard as a dragon, just because we have an apple pie that's a dragon, and a palm tree that's a dragon. I hate this fact, so I rebel, and I reject your Pokemon and substitute my own. I don't give a frick about the typing. Charizard's a dragon.
It can just be a lizard.
Nah.
That is what Charmander's Pokedex classification is.
He looks like a little salamander.
Yeah. So
That
now
chars people.
let's
Wait a minute.
let's head back to the other side of the table. Heather, why is Bulbasaur better than all of the others?
Hold on, I'm dealing with a cat that's right in front of my notes. Anyways, I feel like Bulbasaur is just the underdog. He's not appreciated, but because like he always gets overshadowed by like Charmander who evolves into Charizard, and Squirtle who evolves into Blastoise. Even some people are just like, yeah, in a fight, it's really Blastoise. So it's like the real fight is always between Charizard and Blastoise. But you know what? Freaking Venusaur could beat the shit out of Blastoise, and I've always conquered with Venusaur. Venusaur, if you use it strategically, is one of the best, especially since it's got the dual typing of grass and poison. It means it's immune to poisoning and effectively makes the early game like a breeze, since most wild Pokemon tend to use poison-inducing moves on your Pokemon. And I'm going to quote here from I know r/Reddit post, but it's a Pokemon Reddit post, just to let you guys know I do research on this. But to quote them, to top it off, Bulbasaur also makes literally half of the gyms in Gen 1 of Breeze, since his type makes him the perfect counter against Brock, Misty, Koga/Janine, and Giovanni. In short, we gotta stop sidelining the boy, says posted by you/Tumblr Penguin 45. Thank you, Tumblr Penguin. So he's just the most effective early game, and any Pokemon that you're training up well is going to do great. And I believe you told me yourself, Brawny, that Venusaur has effectively stayed viable in competitive scenes. So I'm just saying, y'all got to appreciate our little green man, our little frog kitty, our little boy. And plus, aesthetically, Bulbasaur has just been the most freaking adaptable. Like you saw Rosasaur, you guys know my freaking plushie where they replaced the bulb on his back with a rose, and it's pink and it's great. And have you seen the fan art of people who like switch the typing? Bulbasaur always looks good, no matter how you redesign it. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's my frog kitty.
Alrighty then. So, DJ, how does your Pokemon, how does Eevee beat all the others?
Well, for one, its base stat total is 435, which is already higher than most fully evolved Pokemon.
Jeez.
It gets coverage moves for pretty much every single type that it can evolve into normally. Even if they have some of the silliest names around it. Learns a water, electric, fire, psychic, dark, grass, ice, fairy, and has a 5th move known as the VV Volley.
Oh.
I hate that name.
Oh, you love the rest of the names. We got Bouncy Bubble, Buzzy Buzz.
I love that one.
Yeah,
Sizzly Slide,
Heather
Glitzy Glow.
Heather uses
Batty
Bouncy
Bad.
Bubble a lot when she's playing, because she plays.
Love Bouncy Bubble. It recovers
Wait a
health and
minute.
it's really cute.
Yeah, I never used Bouncy Bubble for my Let's Go Eevee, and I'm just really, is this a 90 base power water type Drain Punch?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Nani da
I love Bouncy
Buck?
Bubble.
Welcome to
Where's
partner
my
people.
Eevee
Welcome to
plush?
partner
Oh yeah, my
Pokemon.
Eevee plush is
I know,
on
partner,
my.
I have Let's Go Eevee, and I need to finish that series. But I have it, and I play it.
Your tummy.
Alrighty
Yes,
then.
compared to a normal Eevee, it has 110 more power than it across all of its stats. It can occasionally find you special items and give it to you as gifts, which are nice.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So we're considering Eevee as a starter Pokemon. Are we just considering just Eevee by itself then? Because by principle, the Eevee that you get as a starter cannot be evolved, so it can't turn into any of its evolutions. Does that stunt it in any way as compared to like Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or Charmander, who have a 3rd evolution, who have 3 evolutions in total, that'll eventually, won't they stack against Eevee? I'm not sure if that's the case, but is it?
So here's a complicated question. Are we just considering the Gen 1 starters in the Gen 1 games? Because if not, then we could bring in, for DJ's argument, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, where you start with an Eevee, but can evolve it into any of the 5 evolutions that were available at the time.
I think we're just considering Generation 1 within the the context of those games that fall along that path. Because I don't know, that might get it a little bit complicated. But yeah,
Well,
I'm just saying, like, I don't think...
If we go by that rule, then Eevee isn't a starter. Because,
What, Gen 1 games?
Yeah, because, like, Let's Go Eevee was like, what, a Gen 7 game?
Yes.
But it is
That's actually kind of complicated because the only non-Gen 1 Pokemon in that game were Melmetal and Meltan.
Right, so it's a Gen 7
like
game.
Gen 1 with Gen 7 mechanics.
Right, exactly. So does that make it count as a Gen 1 or a Gen 7 game? So it certainly wasn't part of the original lineup.
Maybe not, but it still follows along the Gen 1 lines. It just has different battle mechanics.
I phrased my question clunky. I should have asked if we're only considering Kanto game.
Okay,
yeah, I think we're only considering Kanto game, because that's what makes it fair. And, like, if we're bringing in, like, things that the Pokemons can do in other games, should we also consider that the final evolutions of the first 3 starters get Mega Evolutions, and Eevee will never get a Mega Evolution? Or, like, I won't say never, but doesn't have one, and neither does any of its evolutions.
Well, that's still fair to put on the table, because if we're including Let's Go Eevee, the Kanto starters can Mega Evolve in Let's Go, in the Let's Go games.
And meanwhile, Eevee can't evolve at all in Let's Go Eevee.
I don't even think Pikachu can Mega Evolve.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah,
Pikachu got the Alolan Raichu variant as its specialty, as well as the
we
G-Max
can't count that if we're
alongside
counting it as a
Eevee.
starter.
I know. I'm just saying what it did get.
Alrighty then. So we were talking about DJ's Pokemon, and it raised a bunch of philosophical questions adjacent to the topic. So DJ, what was your ultimate point on why Eevee is the best again?
Well, because it's basically the general all-rounder.
Oh, it's stronger and more versatile, is what you're saying.
Basically, plus it has they're well known for their high affection, which since that's been added into Pokemon, has now become entirely busted, where they can basically make their statuses immune to poison and burn and paralysis. They can just shake it off, and they can even survive KOs.
Wow, if you survive the KO, then it's not really a KO. What the heck?
Well, it's determined.
I gotta say,
it would normally determine it to be a KO, but they'll survive with 1 health.
I gotta say, he's right. When they started incorporating that, like I told you how my friend Juanita would beat me all the time at Pokemon until I learned to use, like, freaking Attract, because she would always use girl Pokemons, and I had a mix of boys and girls, so I'd use it and dominate. After that, the thing that became my, one of my freaking advantages is that I figured out, go pet the Pokemon and feed it puffins and stuff, and it'll do a whole bunch of stuff in battle. Like, when my freaking Pokemon just sapped away the poison she just put on it, she's like, how did it do that? I'm like, are you telling me you haven't been petting your Pokemon, you freaking noob? You're supposed to feed them cakes! You're supposed to feed them
That's
cakes
not
and
your
make
friend,
them
that's
feel love!
Pokemon Diamond and Pearl!
What is this, Pal World?
Okay, so, Emerald, why is your Pokemon the best?
Well, at this point, since you've picked Charmander, that would be too easy because you agree with me, so I'm gonna go with Pikachu. And I think the answer is obvious. He's been the mascot of the series for at least 26 years at this point. Wait, was the 25th anniversary last year or the year before? Regardless, basically the entire time the series has been a thing in North America. He has just so many busted things. Like Eevee in the Let's Go games, Pikachu got a stat buff, though it's only to 430 instead of 435. However, its stat spread is more specialized. I actually have the Bulbapedia page up in front of me right now. Whereas Eevee is kind of leveled off all around. You know, I actually never noted this before. Starter Pikachu, or actually Pikachu in general, its attack is 5 base points higher than its special attack. Which is odd, because in the anime, Ash's Pikachu, arguably, actually not even arguably, flat out the most recognizable starter Pokemon ever, was always spamming moves like Thunderbolt.
Well, at Ash's command, and it was, in the anime, it was strong enough to hit rock types and do damage.
You mean ground types?
Yep.
Whatever Onix and Golem count as.
Well, those are rock ground. Rock is not immune to electricity, but ground is.
You know, fun fact about the Onix, Brock's Onix in the anime. Everyone was irritated by the fact that Pikachu only won against Onix because it got hit with water from the sprinkler system, which shouldn't have done anything to its typing. But then in either Gen 5 or 6, Pokemon added a move called Soak, which changes the opponent's type to pure water.
Alrighty then.
Took them over 10 years, but they finally explained it.
So, you're saying that Pikachu can change other Pokemon's typing?
Admittedly, that is a one-off situation and should not be considered for the debate overall. However, it is undeniable that Pikachu is busted simply because of the favoritism that the Pokemon Company has shown to it over the years. In Gen 2, it got a special item called the Light Ball, which doubles its attack and special attack and basically puts it on par with Raichu offensively. As well as the fact, as mentioned before, it got an Alolan evolution, just making it that much more recognizable, giving it that much more reason to use Eviolite, which actually makes, well, actually, no, I redact that because Pokemon that can't evolve can't use Eviolite, even if they have an evolution otherwise.
Alrighty then.
So your argument is that it has plot armor.
Hey, it's better than Thunder Armor.
Come on, Thunder Armor is awesome.
What is Thunder Armor? I've never heard of this.
Ash's Pikachu and Swellow used Thunderbolt on themselves and turned gold.
Yeah, so in the anime, during the gym battle against Tate and Liza, the double battle psychic gym in Pokemon Gen 3, what was it, Lily Cove City, I think they were in? Anyway, they're in this double battle. They're kind of losing. So Pikachu shoots a Thunderbolt straight up. It comes back down, shocking both him and Ash's Swellow that he was standing on top of. And it coats them both in a golden armor made of the Thunderbolt. and that somehow lets them win. I haven't seen the actual episode, but I know enough about it to know that it's bullshit.
That makes absolutely zero sense. And for having been the mascot, you would think that they would give better stats, because from what I understand, nobody in competitive uses Pikachu or Raichu anything above, what is it, like overuse? Not overused. It's like rarely used or something like that.
I posted a picture of it for you to see.
Even a Alolan Raichu, because I mean, I don't know. I just use Alolan Raichu in Pokemon Go, and I find it very useful.
Yeah, you'd think a psychic typing would help it, but it doesn't.
It's a glass cannon.
Really? I guess that's true, but he just fires off so many at once, and if you're fast enough, it's kind of okay.
Well, yeah, that's why it's a glass cannon.
Pokemon Go
it'll deal out hits pretty well, but it can't take them at all.
System.
What were you saying, Emerald?
Pokemon Go is a different beast altogether because the speed stat basically doesn't matter because all of the moves have speeds. And also, of course, the attacks get squashed to one stat, the defenses get squashed into one stat, and everything is determined by CP, which makes things really complicated, as our previous conversations about competitive IVs in Pokemon Go have established.
No immunities in Go either.
Edgardo J. Cruz in the chat saying, the Thunder Armor is actually a mistranslation. It was meant to be Swallow's Guts ability activating.
That makes more sense.
This is why we don't...
Does Guts apply to paralysis?
I don't know. This is why we don't watch the dub. So, let me break it down for you why Charmander is actually the best. And it is because he gets the coolest evolutions. He's the most popular. Okay, nobody in the history of Pokemon got in a fist fight as a young kid at school over their holographic Venusaur going missing. It was always the Charizard.
How dare you?
Everybody was looking for the Charizard. Charizard got a bunch of really good episodes in the anime, at least from what I remember. I'm pretty sure that's true. He got the best Mega Evolutions. And yeah, more people pick Charmander because wielding a fire-breathing dragon is just cooler.
I want to counter your point.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the first game, and this is coming off of stuff, he isn't useful to start with. Like, the first two gyms, he has disadvantages, so you're starting with a handicap. And before the fourth gym, you can catch a Growlithe or a Vulpix, which have comparable stats to Charizard at that time. So it's like Gen 1 fire types just weren't that good.
Well,
and it's not even useful.
Good in general.
Yeah, and it wasn't even, like, fire wasn't even useful after that gym or to any of the Elite Four. And it wasn't good PvP, player versus player, because any team that has a rock type or probably a Starmie, and he's just done. He isn't resistant to ice in Gen 1. And if you get it against an Executor or Hypnosis, it'll just explode if they don't need it anymore. So, I mean, Charizard just wasn't that useful in-game for the longest time, and for then, it was only a short period of time. And even then, you could have gotten a different fire type that would have done just as good.
You see,
when I'm picking fire types, I'm going to fully admit Charmander isn't my first choice. When I want a fire type, like, I go to Fuecoco now, but I had other fire types I like Ninetales was also equally popular because people really love foxes for some reason. I love Blaziken. Blaziken has a disadvantage to Charizard, and it beat Charizard's ass in the anime because Blaziken's just that fucking awesome. So don't get Charizard.
Well, I don't count plot armor, but
Charizard also couldn't learn fly in the first 2 games.
Oh yeah,
that's
that was stupid.
That's so stupid. I mean, that's all the game.
I think that was an issue carried over from Pokemon Green.
Yeah, they didn't fix it till Yellow.
All I'm hearing is that Heather doesn't know the Pokemon games well enough to know about the burn effect, which is like poison with a different name.
I know about the burn effect, but other fire types can do it. You don't need it to be Charizard. Charizard sucks. He's going to get hurt by freaking... Exactly.
What'd you
Toxic
say,
does
Emerald?
about the same thing.
I said counterpoint, toxic.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying Charizard doesn't do anything special, and honestly, it's completely overrated. Almost as overrated as Pikachu.
Arguably more so, actually.
Yeah, you're definitely right. People are like, oh, it's a cool dragon.
What's the
It's
functional
the obvious
difference?
choice. It's
What-
a basic choice.
Hang on. What's the functional difference between burn and toxic?
Toxic gets
Emerald
stronger
first.
the longer it's applied.
There you go.
Okay.
So you suck.
Burn, on the other hand, decreases the opponent's decreases the Pokemon that's burn's
Pokemon's
attack
attack
by a
stat.
certain amount.
Yeah, the next
Which
question.
I would argue... You could go, sorry.
The next thing I was going to say was in regards to the game, Charizard is at a disadvantage for the first two and doesn't get all these other handicaps that, you rely on the other Pokemon. All I'm hearing is that you're too lazy to do the grind to get your Charizard way the heck
Nah.
more high level than everybody you're going to face and get good. Like you're not getting good,
Well,
so you need
excuse
to
me,
rely on the
grind
Okay,
That
gimmicks.
is
if
the
we're bringing
mindset.
level
I'm
grinding
just
into this, I
saying,
can sweep
if
the
you
game with a
are-
Caterpie.
Yeah, exactly. And also, the grind is gonna go better when you have better Pokemon. Charmander ain't shit. You're going with the basic
This is
bitch
why-
choice.
This is why
freaking-
Farfetch'd is the best Pokemon because you actually
Okay, we're done
need-
arguing Farfetch'd.
No, it's the same logic though. With Farfetch'd, you need to train and be about that training. Charizard's the same thing. He's so tough, he doesn't need a gimmick like everybody else. That's what makes him so good. He doesn't need a gimmick.
Yeah, so tough that in Gen 3
Free
they decided to give Charmeleon Metal Claw to deal with Brock.
Okay, I don't see how that's relevant. DJ, what were you saying?
Charizard has 3 gimmicks.
How
Oh,
what
oh yes, let's pull up this Cerebi page right here.
what gimmick? Well, he's got Mega Evolution, right?
2 Megas. It's got the G-Max.
Well, because he was so good, Charizard's so good, he deserves it. He earned the Mega Evolutions.
It got to the point where everyone said, stop using Charizard.
Yeah, because he was overpowered.
No, it's because it was annoying.
I think you're lying to me.
It was oversaturated.
I think everybody was just like, nah, everybody's using Charizard. We gotta ban Charizard. He's too overpowered. All of these games in these tournaments are just becoming 6-on-6 Charizards. Our ad
No.
revenue is falling through the roof. Nobody knows what Pokemon is anymore. We gotta ban Charizard. And he was so powerful that he had to fall to underused. It was the only way.
Well, also, Charizard does not like rocks. Here, send your Charizard in. Don't mind all the rocks floating around the battlefield. They're totally stealthy. Seriously, it takes half its HP bar from... Or was it half or a quarter?
Heather's talking about how good Bulbasaur is. Charizard's got the advantage
Yeah, because
there.
it's the most useful. It's
Bulbasaur's
the
got
most
the bulk.
useful one. Yeah, and it's most useful in the game. It has an advantage with nearly every gym. Brock, a rock type, pushed over. Misty, water type, fucking done. An electric type from Lieutenant Surge isn't very effective on grass. Erica is a grass type specialist. Guess what? Grass doesn't hurt grass very much. Poison type, freaking Ivysaur is the dual poison grass type. There's no fucking issue. Psychic, not a particular advantage, but it's a high level at this
Yeah, but
point.
you know what
fucking taking that
Bulbasaur
down.
doesn't have an advantage on? Charizard.
These nuts.
Nope. That grass type
You know
will
what,
fall
Charizard?
pretty hard to any fire type, really.
Really? I'd like to see how fucking Charizard handles being poisoned and paralyzed.
I'm pretty sure
Freaking-
Charizard's
you know what?
got...
You don't
let me just
talk
switch
about
I'm
my
pretty sure
polygraph.
that Charizard's got higher speed than Venusaur.
Bullshit. Actually, I'd have to look at the stats. I'm not 100%.
Hold on.
I'm just saying that freaking Venusaur is the most versatile. Its dual typing is pretty much unmatched. It's just freaking, it mows through so much better, and it does well as support too
And
if
all
you're doing
these
double
all
battles.
these
I actually
scrubs,
had
in the chat calling me basic.
No.
But Heather,
You
yourself, Heather, have made the argument that basic is valid on this show so many times.
If you want to wear Ugg boots and drink Starbucks, you hoe bag.
Then how is liking Charizard any different, you cracker?
Fine. I'm gonna take you to Starbucks. You can wear your freaking Ugg boots, play freaking Charizard on your little Go phone.
Ugg boots, do I look like a woman to you?
We all know Brawny's wearing Crocs.
She's the only reason I even have Crocs.
That wasn't my fault. I didn't give those to you. By the way, get me the new Hello Kitty Crocs. Chat, I want the new Hello Kitty Crocs.
I will get you the new Hello Kitty Crocs if you admit the Charizard is better.
No, I will not, because Venusaur is just too freaking versatile. You know, when I told you about this, I would go double battles for a while, and Venusaur was just a great support Pokemon, just like paralyzing the opposition and healing the freaking partner Pokemon. Like, if you have freaking Leech Seed and Poison, you just fucked over everybody. That was, like, just the best, like, freaking passive mood combination. Like, even if Venusaur dies, those things still stay into effect unless you're throwing an antidote. Leech Seed? You can't get rid of Leech Seed. Your Charizard is stuck with Leech Seed on it.
Fun fact, in Gen 1, there was a glitch where if you Leech Seed and Toxic the opposing Pokemon at the same time, the Leech Seed damage would also increase.
Damn, see? That's just freaking Venusaur is looking better and better by the moment.
This is all assuming that Charizard doesn't get the flamethrower off on Venusaur first, and I'm pretty sure that Charizard is getting the flamethrower off first in that matchup.
You're not killing Venusaur in one hit, though, so Venusaur is either going to get a Poison or a Leech Seed on you, and if it gets Leech Seed, it's probably going to last a lot longer.
A flamethrower isn't killing Venusaur in one hit.
It is not.
Is that really?
Venusaur does have 100 in special defense.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, if we're saying it's at, like, the same level, it's just going to do... And yes, it does have an advantage, but it's not going to take out all that HP in one go. It's going to get that Leech Seed off. It's going to heal a little bit. So even if you kill it, and even if you kill it in the next move, you're still going to be stuck with Leech Seed. The rest of the team takes you out.
Okay, and then, regardless of that, which I don't think that's true, because I've never seen it happen, therefore it's not true. Because I've seen everything
You're an
and been
idiot.
everywhere. Then
No,
we've
you're
got
not.
to.
You're
We
not
do
God.
have to acknowledge the elephant of the room is that Charizard is weak to water types, mainly, Squirtle and Blastoise and things like that. So
It goes to show how mid it was since nobody picked that one.
Or Squirtle.
I know very little people. I didn't really know any Bulbasaur stands until I met Heather. Everybody was either Blastoise or Charizard. But anyway, so yeah, Charizard is weak to Blastoise, but again, you've got to hit Charizard. Charizard can go first with Seismic Toss, and that's going to mess up a Blastoise. Charizard can fly and be missed for a turn and then come down and do massive damage to a Blastoise. So yeah, you've still got to hit the flying dragon with the water gun. And there are plenty of ways to get around that, especially in later games. You might need to put a berry and or an item of some kind. I know very little about these things. I just know that they exist, so I'm calling them as my trump card on your Charizard, right? But even then, Charizard is so good it doesn't really need the gimmicks. And then you get to the really lame stuff like Eevee and Pikachu, and those are just basic Pokemon with really low stats. Charizard is a 5'9", 220 pound. He's the same exact size as me. Dragon. I'm just gonna step on the mouse or the little rabbit ear Shizu with the annoying anime
Pikachu
voice.
is faster than Charizard. Well, maybe not Charizard, but definitely the earlier lines. Also, with proper EV training, it could very well be faster than an unoptimized Charizard. So it gets that thunder
Pikachu's
off.
faster than
Charizard
Charizard.
is toast. Let me double check its stats.
I don't think Pikachu has the power behind it to take Charizard out in one hit.
Partner
With
Pikachu
Thunder,
could.
it might.
Edgardo says wearing Crocs out of spite.
Charizard, where are your... Okay, here we go. So Charizard has 100 speed. Pikachu has 90 speed. However, what I said before stands. You get the right EV trading in, and Charizard gets the wrong EV trading in. Pikachu's going faster. And of course, if Pikachu's holding a Light Ball, then it has the offensive capabilities of Raichu, which is going to make it chew Charizard even harder.
Interesting. Okay, look, I'm gonna conclude for now that just by saying that only weirdos pick Bulbasaur to get Venusaur, people who pick Charizard grew up in stable households with loving parents, and people who pick Blastoise grew up to be those weirdos with the thin blue line American flag bumper stickers because they like guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird direction for that to go.
Exactly.
All right,
so that is why I win. Alrighty then.
You don't though. You don't know. You've convinced nobody.
So
Bulbasaur.
Emerald, how does your? I've explained how my Pokemon beats all of yours. Now I want to hear from Emerald. Emerald, how does Pikachu beat everybody else?
Simple. By being really fast and really annoying. Because, let me just double check Pikachu's moveset here. Let's go with Gen 1, since that's the one we've been
I'm pretty sure if
time.
Pikachu does not take out anything in the first turn, it's gonna get hit back so hard and just die.
Well, perhaps. But it does get access to Light Screen, which helps its survivability. It gets access to Agility to make sure it can go faster than everything. Thunder Wave, so it's going to paralyze you and make sure it goes faster than you. And also you can't move a good chunk of the time. And then for damage, we're just going to throw on a Thunder, which has 120 base power. Oh, also not to mention that it gets access to Toxic via TM, so as long as it can do something... Does this thing get Double Team? Does not appear it gets Double Team. That is unfortunate. But, basically, as long as it can find some way to survive long enough to get faster than you, good luck. All of my Gen 2 players can affirm, dealing with Red's Pikachu is one of the hardest fights in the game. And then you have to deal with the rest of his team after that, which is just icing on the cake at that point.
Can I put in here that we also know, canonically, Detective Pikachu has beaten a Charizard like 2 times? We all remember the movie.
And you might have noticed that
yes.
that Red puts out his Charizard last, saving the best for last, as we all know.
Yeah, until
That's a
Rock
dumb
Slide enters the
strategy.
equation.
That's a dumb strategy. You obviously put your heavy hitters in first, and don't freaking prolong things. You got to take them all out. Bam, 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 bam. That's a dumb strategy. In fact, all your Pokemon should be pretty dang tough on their own.
All right, so you're saying
Pikachu is also higher level.
So Emerald, you're saying that strategy that you just laid out beats everybody else's Pokemon without any adjustments.
Nobody's strategy beats every single Pokemon without any adjustments. Every Pokemon that we have discussed thus far has some weakness or another. Charizard gets taken out by Rock-type attacks. Venusaur goes against an Ice-type, it ain't gonna do jack. Eevee can get punched in the face. But the point is that in an ideal scenario, or even a slightly unideal scenario, if you know how to play it right, it wrecks.
Alrighty then. Now DJ, go around the table here and tell us how Eevee can take on all the other Pokemon.
Well, Eevee has the strat of being a normal type, which means it only has the one type weakness, which was fighting. And since it's the partner Eevee, it of course learns either Glitzy Glow or Sparky Swirl, which is a psychic and a fairy type move respectively. As such, can easily take out any fighting type Pokemon that gets near it. And of course, even if it's not on the field, the partner Eevee has a special ability where you can use its partner power off the field and boost the current Pokemon stats.
I did mention how Charizard learns fighting type moves as well, right?
And for Charizard, it not only has Bouncy Bubble, which is a healing move that also damages, it has Buzzy Buzz, which is an electric type move that'll handily deal with Charizard, and also guarantees paralysis.
We can also note that Charizard...
Also, one thing to keep in mind, Seismic Toss always goes last.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's priority. That's something I didn't know. But Charizard still wins because Charizard... The names for the attacks that Charizard knows don't sound so gay.
That just makes it more humiliating when it loses.
Yeah, but
yeah, you got hit by Petal Blizzard and died.
I can understand Petal Blizzard. If I die to a bouncy ball, to bouncing bubble, or what was the other thing you mentioned?
Bouncy bubble, Buzzy Buzz.
If I die to something called Buzzy Buzz, I'm committing seppuku on the spot.
You are dying because it's a 90 base power.
90? Isn't Charizard up in the hundreds?
90 isn't the damage it deals. That's just how powerful it is in comparison.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other things that add to the equation.
All right.
Such as type weakness, which means its attack power is doubled.
So DJ's sticking to the guns of Eevee is versatile, and therefore is the best. And never mind that
it is the most balanced and the most coverage.
Alrighty then. And lastly,
and will always be there to sit on your head.
And lastly, how does Venusaur or Bulbasaur or whatever you want to go with beat all the other Pokemon? Like Venusaur's weak to electric types too, isn't it?
No. It resists.
No, like grass types resist that. Pikachu's getting stomped. I'm sorry. Venusaur's just too much for Pikachu to take. Eevee, don't even play with that. Does Eevee even learn any fire type attacks or something that can go against Venusaur?
Slide.
It does what's that called again?
Sizzly Slide deals damage and guaranteed burn.
Not bad, but
it also has Glitzy Glow, which is a psychic move.
That hurts anybody. Leech Seed though gets health back. Again, we could poison you. And I believe, what's the freaking poison type move that'll paralyze you? I know we can't stack anymore, but if it paralyzes you, you're not getting much of anywhere if Venusaur can just keep hitting and hitting and hitting.
I don't think there's a poison move that does that. You might be thinking of Stun Spore.
What if Venusaur learned Body Slam? How bad would that hurt? Is Venusaur bigger than Charizard? Because it looks bigger.
I don't think Body Slam is determined by weight.
Body Slam.
I think Venusaur and Charizard are about the same size. Venusaur is horizontal and Charizard is vertical.
I will grant Venusaur does have Mega Drain, which is always handy.
Alrighty then. So, does anybody want to add anything else before we go into audience participation?
Yes. We didn't talk about him, but Squirtle is the #1 pick for speedrunners because he just wrecks most of the early game.
Yeah,
I believe Blastoise also won the Death Battle contest.
Yes, it did. I believe it had a 62% win rate with simulations run.
That's not too bad. All right. We move on to audience participation then. So I've been reading the chat, and we briefly lost Heather, but she's back now. What happened there? Heather?
I think the cat stepped on the keyboard.
Alrighty then. Well, we'll give Heather a chance to figure that out. Meanwhile, okay. So Rusty Heraldy right at the beginning of the chat said, Team Squirtle for the win. We didn't really get a lot of Squirtle coverage tonight. Like nobody on this panel picked Squirtle. So that just means that
yeah.
Squirtle.
That just means Squirtle's the
I
worst.
debated it. He's always been a favorite among the fandom.
Like at least Charizard is cool, but that's just turtle with gun. It's not even.
Well, I mean,
cool
You're saying that's
darn.
not cool?
Yes, I'm saying that's not cool. It's like.
But they finally fixed it. He now uses his cannons.
I know.
Charizard being a dragon at least has like world history behind it, right? There's always been dragons. There will always be dragons. Dragons are a universal concept to humanity. Turtle with gun is just basic and weird. So yeah, nobody yeah, that's why nobody picked Squirtle. Heather, is your microphone working yet? What's going on? I hear footsteps. She's probably coming over. There she is.
Hey, my computer restarted.
Your computer restarted?
Yeah, I had some NVIDIA update. That's why I
Well,
stopped
then.
talking. I was like, oh, is this going to restart my computer? And it's like, yes. And I'm like, can you not? It said, no. Anyways, what?
Well, at least he can finish the debate from The Office.
Indeed. Let me switch here. Okay, so yeah, Emerald said at least you can finish the debate from The Office. I'm switching to speaker, so hopefully we don't get a whole lot of feedback here.
They can deal with it for 8 minutes.
Yeah. Paladin Pony T says, "Hey Brawny, have you recovered from last night?" Yes. Yes, I have. I got plenty of sleep. I'm fine. Half Random and Crazy Production says Bulbasaur, spelled wrong, is overpowered in red and blue. Does anybody want to weigh in on that one?
You're correct, and that's why Bulbasaur is the best.
Alrighty then.
I mean, it is the best choice for a starter Pokemon in Gen 1.
Oh, shoot. I forgot about that for a second. Let me, output device. Well, that doesn't work. Okay. Now we should be able to hear the conversation. Hey, somebody in the Discord call say something real quick.
I don't hear anything.
Oh, gosh darn it. Okay, this isn't gonna... Oh, I remember. We had a backup plan for this. Heather, pull up the other chair. There's headphones right there.
Oh, there's not a cat in this chair for once.
Don't you love
Yeah.
audio problems?
Yes, I do.
I'm glad my soundboard didn't mess up at this point.
Indeed. All right,
I'm just
Heather,
glad
can
to
you
be
hear
on my
that
mic.
okay?
Yeah, I can hear that okay. In fact, it's too loud.
All right, so, there we go. Blood Archer Gaming says, best starter, is this a question of difficulty, typing, or evolution? Well, we talked mostly tonight about evolutions. Does anybody else want to weigh in on this question?
As the one who picked a Pokemon that literally cannot evolve, they are not necessary if you know what you're doing.
Alrighty then. Let's see here. Samantha Rutledge said, I'm a ride or die water type starter, and I wonder why. Now, there have been games where the water type starters are better, and games where
Like
the water...
Oshawott.
Yeah, was Samurott any good?
I like Snivy.
Samurott was the one I've always picked for Gen 5.
Samurott's a steel type, isn't it?
Nope,
But-
pure water.
But guys,
It gets a dark typing in Hisui.
But guys, Snivy is superior.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's lame.
You're lame.
Its only good thing is that it gets contrary.
Nuh-uh, it looks so freaking cool. And like, do you
It's
remember?
just a snake.
I'm gonna have to side with Heather. I picked Snivy when I played Pokemon White.
I liked wasn't there a point in time where it leaked that they had like a beta name for Snivy and it was called Smugleaf, and I love that name too, because like that, I love that Pokemon when they trailered it and they're like, yeah, this is gonna be the new grass starter. I'm like, I love that thing. It looks so cocky and arrogant. I love it so much. It's so me.
And we just agree Tepig sucks.
Yeah, no one
Yes.
likes Tepig. Everyone hates Tepig.
But
Tepig, more specifically Emboar, is the reason that Pokemon isn't allowed to make firefighting starters anymore.
You know, I'll be honest, I just don't like any of the pig Pokemon, which is funny, because I love pigs. Pigs are freaking hilarious and cute.
You don't like
but
Lechonk?
Annihilate.
Lechonk isn't. I don't know. Lechonk isn't making me fall in love with it. Nothing is making me love Lechonk. I don't like any of the Pokemon.
What about Spoink?
Spoink is okay. It's kind of funny. It's just I'm not in love with it.
Spoink is depressing.
Yeah. Also, why aren't there any pink pigs? Why didn't they make any pink pigs?
Shiny Lechonk.
I'll look at shiny Lechonk. Maybe Brawny, Google image shiny Lechonk, and I'll see if I like it. Yeah, I love it. It looks you know why I like it? It's because it looks like a normal pig with mud on its face.
I don't know. Pigs are black often.
Sometimes, but I don't like Lechonk. Lechonk isn't winning me over. Shiny Lechonk, it's hilarious.
I changed my answer. Smoliv is the best starter Pokemon. I don't friggin' know.
I like Smoliv's evolution. It is very elegant.
We got people in the chat saying Samurott got outclassed by his Hisuian counterpart.
Damn, girl.
Well, it did get
Okay,
the
you
dark
know what?
typing
You
and a
know
better
what?
ability.
Yeah.
I don't know anything
Plus
about
the Chinese cooler.
Raptor of Rex says Snivy plus Contrary plus Stellar Terra type equals broken.
Hey, where is Snivy in the new Pokemon games? I want it back.
You have to fill out the post-game DLC.
You see, that's a whole lot of words that I don't know what they mean, so I'm moving on.
Okay.
Wait, which words don't you know what they mean?
Snivy plus Contrary plus Stellar Terra type equals broken. So I know what Snivy is.
Okay, Contrary is an ability where all your stat changes are opposite, so if something would cause you to lower attack, it goes up instead. Stellar Terra type is the newest Terra type in the DLC. It just gives a buff to all of your attacks and keeps your typing the same. And then, well, broken is just broken.
Yeah, I know that one. Gojillion says, you like Charmander, Brawny? Based. Yes, all of my opinions are based. That is why I
like basic.
Yeah, we just got done talking about how that's not wrong, okay? If y'all are gonna come on this show week after week and be like, but Brawny, there's nothing wrong with being basic, then when I get to be basic, I'm gonna get to be basic, you freaking hypocrites.
Make fun of me. You'll make fun of me for being basic. I'm making fun of you for being basic. No one is safe.
I'm
Everyone
looking
gets
for
to be basic except Brawny.
I'm looking for consistency of morals here, and I'm not seeing it.
It's pretty consistent. It's called spite, motherfucker.
That's not consistent.
Yes, it is. I'm consistently spiteful.
No, I'll give you consistency.
You
It's all right unless you do it. It's a consistent buck you.
You should just know consistently I'm gonna fuck with
If I'm
you.
doing something basic, you should be like, welcome, Brawny. You are finally one of us. We accept you. Okay?
I don't know if I can ever accept you.
No, we just look at you and go,
I will send you to Jesus.
Yes, please send me home. I'd love that. Frickin'. Blood Archer Gaming says, Underdog, Bulbasaur is super effective on the first two gyms.
I kept arguing that. I say Underdog more in the popularity. Like, you don't hear people saying how much they love Venusaur. Like you said, you didn't know any Bulbasaur stands until you met me.
Exactly.
That's really what I meant. But nah, yeah, it's freaking overpowered.
Heather,
can I read this one?
Yes.
Rusty Heraldy says, Heather does her research on Reddit.
Ew, Reddit, sadly, you freaking liberal.
Look, it has really good gardening /Reddits, or gardening. I like going on there. And plus, I was just looking up Bulbasaur is the best. And, like, a lot of people were like, on Reddit, like, yeah, we like Bulbasaur. I was just following the breadcrumbs. They had some good arguments.
Yeah, but...
I'm not going to use it to, like, make a research paper or something. It's Pokemon!
Yeah, but Reddit is full of liberal Discord mods, so opinion is automatically invalidated.
Shut the fuck up. You wouldn't know shit about gardening if I hadn't been on there.
We still don't know anything about gardening.
You wouldn't know anything about Pokemon Go if I hadn't been on there.
I get better every year. I get better every year at gardening. They last longer every time.
The hurricanes come.
You know, we got a workshop. I've wanted to turn it into a forge, but I'm starting to think I should just turn it into a greenhouse.
You know, if anyone knows how to plant some peonies, it's gonna be the liberals.
They're marigolds.
Oh my god, he's right. They are marigolds.
You should ask them about cultivating pansies.
Look, I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one!
There it is.
If we want, I don't need to cultivate pansies. I'm surrounded by them in this frickin' Discord call. Blood Archer Gaming says, "Hey Spencer, maybe you should. I don't know. Continue your series."
I'm getting there.
Can I read the next one because it's funny?
Yeah, please do.
Raptor of Rex 07, but I don't know how that looks.
I think it's Bukite or
Bukite.
Or Bushite.
It looks German. He goes, I like Charizard, but Stealth Rock and Accelerock don't like him.
Yeah, that's very true.
You see, Charizard was so
Rock
good.
Makes the Charizard have a very bad day.
Charizard was so good that they needed to invent those gimmicks in order to check him.
He wasn't even in the game when that move came out.
You know, the next one you have, I think it gives me an idea. Samantha Rutledge said Eevee should be the Pokemon mascot. We should have a debate on who should be the Pokemon mascot, Pikachu or Eevee. Or even Clefairy, because at one point they were considering between Pikachu and Clefairy.
Oh, and yeah, he told us how to pronounce his name right before he retracted the message. But, hold on a second. DJ, did you just say that Charizard was, that the move Stealth Rock predates Charizard? Isn't Stealth Rock a Generation 3 move?
Yep, and Charizard wasn't in that game.
I thought they always added, like,
Charizard was not in Ruby, Sapphire, or maybe in Emerald, but Ruby and Sapphire Charizard was not catchable.
Honey, hand me a pen.
Yeah, there were ways to get it, but not within playing the game naturally.
You also couldn't trade from the previous games because Sapphire and Ruby could not communicate with Gold, Silver, Red, Blue, Yellow, or Crystal.
I don't know. That just sounds more like points in my favor of they had to get rid of Charizard because he was too overpowered, and then make moves to check him retroactively. It's like, even if we let you play our game, you're still not going to win because of absolute nonsense. Because we're bad at what we do. We don't know how to get good, so we got to invent rules like an everything-proof shield, like we're 5 years old on the playground again.
Yeah, where we go.
They already made a better
Okay, then let's go back
Charizard in
to
the
Gen
same
1.
game.
Golem Rex Charizard.
Golem smashes.
I don't know. Golem got messed up by a Charmeleon's flamethrower in the anime.
We gotta take
Yes,
everything the
and
anime
a
does.
Rhydon got wrecked by a Thunderbolt on its horn being used as a lightning rod, even though that's not how the lightning rod ability works.
Emerald, Heather, you guys are both missing the obvious. They made a better Charizard in Gen 1. It's called Moltres.
Moltres?
It's the same typing, but better stats.
And they put it in Victory Road so you catch it on the way to the Elite Four in case you didn't start with Charizard.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's a legendary.
Or even if you did start with Charizard. Just be like, hey, here's the better one.
Let's see here. There was something recently in the chat. Xander says spiteful is a constant of human nature.
He's not wrong.
Edgardo says I can only imagine how this discussion will be with other generation starters.
That's what I'm telling you. Brawny wanted to do all of them at once, but I was just like, no, split it up by generation. Each one of those is a topic on its own.
I don't know enough about Pokemon. Hey, I have
Dude,
been pulling crap out of my tail end.
Guaranteed, I will tell you the starters for each generation. You play Pokemon Go, you have an opinion. Just freaking make shit up.
That's what I've been doing all of tonight. I don't know anything I'm
up.
talking about.
Yeah, and look, it's already great, and we're freaking dunking on you, but the crowd loves it. They love it.
Samantha,
to be fair, though, we're going to have to double up for the next gen because we literally only have 3 choices.
Yeah, it wasn't next gen. Let me look at generation 2. Johto. Which
Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile.
Now, I'm going to have a hard time with this because Chikorita, like, I like Bayleaf and Meganium, but I didn't like Chikorita. But let's not get into that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a topic for another time.
Rusty says, y'all Pikachu's Charizard stands are basic. Yeah, get over it. Let me see. I think the word you're looking for is normal and well-balanced. And not mentally.
Look, the only reason I didn't pick Eevee tonight was because DJ got first dibs.
I would have gone with partner Pikachu then.
And the only reason he went with Eevee is because I picked Bulbasaur first.
Yeah.
Just goes to show how powerful Bulbasaur is.
And under no circumstances is anybody picking Charizard. No, I meant to say Squirtle. Gosh darn it, freaking stutter.
Why are there 2 versions of Lechonk's evolution? Is that boy and girl?
Yes, it is.
What's the boy?
The left.
The one on the left.
Why do their tails look different?
Because they're male and female.
But, like, what's that different imply? Like, she's got weird fingers on her tail, and the other one's got, like, a bump?
I don't know.
What's up with that?
At least...
I believe they're modeled after perfume bottles. Well, its name is Oikolone, so...
Oikolone. That's interesting. Okay, if I get a
We
shiny
didn't go over shinies as part of our discussion.
Imagine a
didn't.
pig that actually smells good. Well, do shinies really matter?
Well, aesthetically, I guess, but isn't it with, like, the beginner Pokemon, they're really, like, they didn't have, like, an interesting coloration.
I've never seen a shiny Bulbasaur.
Squirtle gets a green shell.
Well, I guess
Bulbasaur
that's
turns
cool.
entirely green.
Bulbasaur is so green! You can't even tell when you bring it into three-dimensional.
No, gee, yeah, I've never... Okay, let me see. And then I've seen shiny Squirtle. They're just lighter blue, which is lame.
Well, shiny Squirtle has a green shell.
Okay. And then Blastoise is purple, and that's okay. I like purple.
Charmander only looks good when it's a Charizard.
Shinies-
Normal shiny
shinies are-
Charmander is just yellow.
Shinies are just a hit or miss. Like, freaking... it doesn't get cool until it gets to Charizard. I mean, I guess Charizard wins because the rest of them don't really get me. But, like, yeah, I mean...
I'm not even gonna try to argue Pikachu. Its shiny sucks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna argue Eevee.
Alolan Raichu looks like he got a little sunburn. He looks like a little gingerbread cookie.
I've actually never seen a shiny Pikachu in game.
The Pikachu with the pompadour, he's shiny.
Okay, so it's a little bit darker.
I'm gonna stand by shiny Eevee.
Shiny Eevee is adorable.
No, you definitely win with shiny Eevee.
Oh,
I'll give
yeah,
you that.
and when you evolve Shiny Eevee into Sylveon, it is the best thing ever. That's how I got my cotton candy in Pokemon Go. That's my favorite one.
Yeah. Gojillion says, Brawny, do you know what's cooler than Charizard? Nothing. But he says, Fraligator, for one simple reason, he looks like Godzilla, and Godzilla trumps all.
He's not wrong.
Okay, if you're gonna go for Godzilla, then you want Tyranitar.
He doesn't even look like Godzilla. He's just an upright alligator. Godzilla is like scaly and dark and...
Oh
and
no,
menacing.
he's basing it off the American Godzilla, the one from the 90s.
No, I'm not.
No, that's what that guy thinking. He's thinking for alligators like Zilla.
Oh, okay, yeah, Gojillion. that is a good point.
Oh no.
And Blood Archer Gaming timestamped when I played the Get Good card at 31:26.
Because you're so predictable.
Oh yeah, at 8:43, Archer sent me a message that said, "Tell Brawny Archer disliked that," but I don't remember what he said to say that about.
It could be literally anything.
Yeah, I'm
Weird
pretty...
we did just get another Godzilla Pokemon now that I think about it.
Which one?
Baxcalibur.
Yep. Because it does the sliding on its back thing, too.
Oh, we got a tip. Raptor's Talon tipped $50 and said... Did he say anything?
He said, guys, you are all wrong.
The Raptor's Talon
here it goes.
tipped $50. Guys, you are all wrong. Lucario is clearly superior.
Lucario isn't a starter Pokemon. Also, get that furry bait off my channel.
Dude, I mean,
Also, I need to fix your audio again because we couldn't hear it.
I think I got a shiny Lucario, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
they
what
gave
is that?
one out for free earlier this month.
Yeah, so he said, guys, you are all wrong. Lucario is clearly superior.
No, yeah, that's definitely Godzilla, what DJ just sent us. That's
Oh my
Godzilla.
God, that is 100% Godzilla.
Yeah, that totally is.
Yeah, that just came out in Scarlet and Violet.
That looks like they finally gave
It's an ice type.
Oh God, no! I know Sandile is not the right one. What's the lizard that's also furry bait that only evolves if it's a female?
Isn't it Salandite or something?
Salandite.
Oh,
Yeah,
Salazzle.
Salazzle. Yeah, so that looks like they gave the male Salazzle an evolution.
Which is strange because this is an ice type, a direct opposite of its typing.
Gojillion is not happy. Here's a question for you, Gojillion. What do you think about the 1998 American Godzilla, the one that's in
Yeah,
it?
they gave that fucking lizard boobs. Those are boobs.
Yeah, those are childbearing hips.
That's the lusty Argonian maid right there.
I mean,
but what-
Pokedex entry says
Salazzle canonically has a reverse
males.
harem.
I knew it.
It does make a male harem.
She's loving it.
Yep.
She's got those fingers. Where do those fingers go?
The reason that male Saladin can't evolve is because the females take all the food.
It literally says here in its Sun Pokedex entry, for some reason, only females have been found. It creates a reverse harem of male Salandit that it lives with.
Nice.
Thanks, Pokedex.
That sounds like Shotokan to me.
It's an anime trope.
Xander says Brawny doesn't like furries. He likes Machamp. What's Machamp? Machamp?
Machamp.
Machop, maybe? Machop's a child. I'd spar with a Machoke. Like, that would be fun. I'll bet you it would...
Machamp would beat the shit out of you.
I can take Machamp.
He has 4 arms.
I will kick it in the groin.
That thing is gonna fucking Sakuna you.
Okay, what else we got? Rusty Heraldy, when I was talking about, the better Pokemon having the least amount of gimmicks, right? That's my whole philosophy. That is the philosophy of Get Good. That's why Farfetch'd is the best Pokemon. Says, okay, Brawny, beat the game with a Magikarp. Pay me. And I will. Paladin Pony T says, would Charizard beat Blue Eyes? Blue Eyes White Dragon? Yes.
Yeah, it takes forever to summon a Blue Eyes.
Yeah, DJ, tell me about how we summon a Blue Eyes.
You use a card to discard the Stone of Ancients, and then you can special summon it from your deck.
And then you gotta get, like, all the cards together to make, like, the 3-headed Blue Eyes Dragon, don't you?
Almost no one runs that card with a Blue Eyes deck.
Dang.
Most people just run the Synchro.
Ah, man, I don't know how we do it when we get into Synchro. My brother would know that, though.
And that's why we play Exodia.
Exodia actually won a YCS not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was just like 3 months ago. At one of the championships, an Exodia deck actually won.
That's hilarious. I can't believe you're even allowed to have an Exodia deck still.
You can have one piece of each.
It's like $30. You play you invest $30 into your deck, and you win.
You can only have one copy of each card. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like summoning it would be a huge bitch.
Listen, sidetrack here. I know that what I'm about to say is not what DJ meant by you can only have one copy of each card, but like that just conjured this image into my head of like when you buy an Exodia card, a piece of an Exodia, they gotta like put you on the list to make sure you don't like buy a second left arm. Like you are literally only allowed to buy one piece of Exodia, and if they catch you buying more than like 2 heads of Exodia, or you open a pack and now you accidentally have.
They send the Pinkertons after you.
Yeah.
Oh no, not again!
The frickin' FBI shows up to your house and breaks your legs and takes your card.
FBI, open up! Drop the card! Drop the card!
You can't. I summon Exodia with a 3rd leg. Oh frick!
Exodia, use AK-47 attack!
Exodia! That gives a whole new level of disturbing to Exodia. Obliterate! Exodia, I want this twink obliterated.
Exodia's leg!
It honestly is amazing how much support Exodia has gotten over the years. There's several new Exodia cards.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they change about Exodia? Why do they? Why?
They just added new cards that work with it. Like Obliterate's now a trap card. It has a summonable monster that gets stronger with every piece of Exodia that's in the graveyard. And then at the end of each turn, you can pull a piece out of your graveyard to add to your hand.
You guys remember when they first debuted cards that were more powerful than Exodia, the Egyptian god cards?
Oh, you mean the thing that turned out to not be true?
Yeah. I remember that, because I never really played Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot. I watched the anime a lot more than I played the game.
Moe Kitsune says Exodia but Fallout. That's interesting. Raptor says, Raptor of Rex says, Exodia users are basic. Everybody's basic out here tonight.
Let's get through this participation. I want to use the bathroom before my stream.
All right.
Yeah, and I have to call back my sister.
Paladin Pony T says, Brawny, I have an idea. You and Heather need to play Pokemon Stadium, and then you can fight and see who's better.
That'd be fun.
I like that idea.
Yeah, we should get that game.
Duel?
You can do it on
It's time
Switch.
to-
You just
to-
gotta
to-
pay for
to-
the extra
to- to-
membership.
duel.
Nathan says,
I have
Brawny,
it, so they can just use my Switch.
Nathan says, Brawny, who are you calling furry bait? I don't know what you're talking about. There's no furry bait here.
Lucario.
We're just oh yeah, Lucario. Yeah, Lucario is total furry bait.
Salazzle, you can't tell me that ain't the lusty Argonian maid in the
And
flesh.
I think they call
That's
that a
scaly
scaly
bait.
though. Yeah, exactly.
scaly.
Which is just offset of furry. Let's see here. Xander says people who pick Charizard are poser fans that go for the most popular.
Case in point, Brawny.
Listen, it is popular for a reason.
So when I say
Also,
that,
Brawny's
you're
favorite
always
is
like, well,
Farfetch.
Because your tastes are trash, Heather.
because you're trash.
And my tastes are based. Okay?
No, they're not.
Yes, Gojillion said I was based.
I don't care what Gojillion said. He may be my patron, and I highly respect his opinion. But that doesn't mean it's fact.
Yes, it does. If you respect his opinion, that means it's fact.
No, it's not.
You would-
That's not what it means at all.
Okay, whatever.
Gojillion, I respect you. Please keep supporting me on Patreon.
I don't have any more witty comebacks. I'm full of pizza. All right, let's go around the table here. DJ, closing statements and one thing you learned tonight.
Please don't ask me how I did this.
I learned Brawny actually has Crocs, which is cringe. And also, I will always forever stand that partner Eevee is the best Kanto starter, and you can't change my mind despite how much I love Bulbasaur. Looking into it more, Eevee will always be the best choice.
How dare you?
Sounds like hacks to me.
Get over it.
Emerald Spencer, closing statements and one thing you learned tonight.
So what I learned tonight is that nobody in our friend group really likes Squirtle enough to defend it. And I don't really have a closing statement other than it's really hard to argue against Charizard when I've been literally fidgeting with a B1 Pyrus Dragonoid Bakugan this entire debate.
I don't know what that is, so I'm just going to assume it's Charizard, but
It's a red fire dragon.
Alrighty then. Xander says Charizard fan equals owns Crocs.
Hey, don't you freaking put shit on my name. I have more Crocs than him.
Listen, I didn't, and I don't own Crocs of my own volition. They were gifted.
And to be fair, the Crocs are also green.
And so were the Hello Kitty freaking giblets that
You
are on
had
the
to
Crocs.
admit that. You had to admit that I put Hello Kitty Crocs on your...
Well, I'm not going to get caught in public, okay? I'm going to get ahead of the bad press here. All right? They're going to be like, oh, but he's got Hello Kitty giblets on his Crocs. Yeah, those aren't mine either. I'm just holding them for a friend, officer.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Wow, a friend? Wow.
Did you just
Super
friend zone
cringe
me?
having friends.
Forget friend zoning your crush. You just skipped all the way up to friend zoning your fiance.
Holy frick. I'm just getting bent over a table tonight. This sucks.
This is what you get when you let me back on.
I've been waiting weeks for you to come back on, man. Apparently we missed a comment from Nathan about lightning types. He'll have to type it again because I'm not doing any more scrolling.
Yeah, the last thing you said was something about furry bait, Nathan.
All right, then. So,
Also, Brawny, in the debates channel, I put a picture of a Dragonoid to give you context.
yeah, I see it. Heather, closing statement and one thing you learned tonight.
Frog Kitty for the win. I will say I have learned that people don't like Squirtle as much as I thought.
Yeah, it's weird. You usually find at least 50% Squirtle support, but coincidentally, there was no one on this panel for Squirtle.
Yeah, no one in the room. I thought it was gonna be simple because I was just thinking of like freaking Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander when we went into this. But then freaking DJ and Emerald had to get off pocket with Pikachu, Eevee. Let's go! And I'm like, well, okay.
Pikachu counts, especially from Gen 1.
Yeah, there is Pokemon Yellow.
And Eevee is my third favorite Pokemon overall.
I thought Pokemon Yellow was a bootleg game.
No, it was
No.
official.
No.
It was official. They
It's
just made it. They made it after the popularity of the anime, and kids really liked Pikachu. And because, like, I think originally before Pikachu became the mascot and they made the game, Pikachu was a little harder to get in Gen 1. Like, it only spawned in one place. So Pikachu became popular, so they made it its own game.
Well, I played Pokemon Leaf Green and stopped shortly after the power plant where I caught Zapdos. But there were Pikachu everywhere in that like right after the bug, right after you ran into all the bugs.
You know, I don't think that counts because Pokemon Green, I don't think it came out the same time as Pokemon Red and Blue. It came out after.
and like I said, I played
Leaf Green is
Pokemon.
the remake.
I did a and it was an emulator on my MacBook, Leaf Green. So I'm like,
in the Gen 1 games, Pikachu can be found in Viridian Forest and the Power Plant. Viridian Forest, it is very rare.
Oh yeah, so that was probably it. But yeah, it's just Pikachu became more of a theme.
Alrighty then. Well, one thing I learned tonight is I cannot hold my own when I don't actually know anything about Pokemon. And, but that doesn't mean Charizard isn't still the best. Those are my closing statements. I win, you're all scrubs. Thanks to everybody who came out and listened to the show. We got a pretty good turnout tonight, guys. Did everybody have fun?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll do this. We'll do more of this in the future. I don't know exactly when, but we'll cover the other generations too. Gen 1's the only thing I know anything about. So if you thought you heard me out of pocket tonight, it's only going to get worse when I try to pull stuff out of my tail end for the other generations that I know nothing about. But we are in a little over a half hour. We're going to be on Heather Blossom's channel. Doing what, Heather?
Playing Pokemon!
Yeah, playing some Pokemon.
I'll be there too.
Yep. DJ, are you going to be there?
Yeah, DJ, you want to come?
I will join. May not be immediately. I have another prior commitment.
All right.
Of course, no pressure.
That's all right.
Yep. So we'll go subscribe to Heather Blossom's channel and watch that. We'll be hanging out there playing some Pokemon apparently. If you would like to get on the show and suggest the topics and suggest the games we play, we'd love to have you. Patreon as little as $1 a month. There's a bunch of other ways you can support the channel. Just check out all those links in the description, as well as everybody else's links. These two guys make content as well. They got some pretty good stuff. And we'll see you later. We're very grateful to everybody especially on the $10 and up tier, especially Heather and DJ and Emerald who were with us tonight. She ran off. She had to go prepare for her stream. So bye, Heather. We'll see you later. There's also Shady Oaks, Sid McConroy, Autoknight, Senko, Rein-Kun, Billy Henline, Alden, MacManx, EasyModeGamer, Kanto Acrylic VA, Mr. Sonic 31, Alicia Lynette, Calbeck, StarChaser, VentureCorp, Willyzin, Icanus, Gruila, Vulpecula, Enfield, The Raptors Talon, Jimmy D. Banthrall Jr., and Dark Malcontent, executive producer of Titan Art Studios. We will see you next week for more Friday Night Fights and Brony Debates. In the meantime, stay safe. God bless. Say goodnight, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.